Content Cowboy here. These are going to be the North American qualifiers for March in the Pokemon Unite Championship Series. I'm going to be casting this alongside the amazing Inder and Zoinks. It's going to be an amazing time. I said amazing twice there, and there was a third one, so now you know it's really going to be exciting. This is for NA, so if you want to see that one starts earlier, so it's like 4 a.m. PST, so I have that stream up on my channel as well, and then we're gonna pop on over to here to see what the teams are doing in North America. Should be an amazing time. I hope to see you there. Like the stream early below here somewhere and click that notification bell, and it will remind you when this goes live. All right, I love you, and I'll see you soon.
Hello? What's up, everyone? Isn't this so cool? I want to be this guy, the composer. Do, 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 do. Da-na-na. Cosplay contest, that sounds cool. That's you, really? That's cool. Oh, I was on there. Do you see, guys? Do you see me? Look, look, they're gonna cut to me soon. Oh, not yet, not yet. Wait for it. My head's on backwards, true. All right, guys, so what we're doing today is I want to watch Antic Esports. These guys just got sponsored in OCE, and they're a team that I coached a couple times last season and a couple times this season as well. And I'm not gonna take credit for it because, you know, these guys work really, really hard, but I will say they're the number one. They won the OC AOS last month, so they're the number one team in OC, and I coached them. So I'm not saying it, but if you put 2 and 2 together, I don't know. No, but these guys work really hard, so I'm excited to watch them. And yeah, so we're just gonna wait for the bracket to catch up. I think they might actually only have 1 match, but whatever. I just felt like hanging out. And then we can talk about some drama if you, because you guys are really asking about it. We need to go to a city where it's a little chiller music. Yeah, this is better. So I'm not the first person to even talk about it. So just saying, I don't even kind of really call it drama. I don't want to talk about it too much. But if you were to check Luminosity's roster for tomorrow, the 2 players that were alleged to have participated in fraudulent activities, allegedly, in the 2023 season, are not present on their roster for tomorrow. So, perchance, there may have been reprimation for the alleged actions. Again, everything is alleged here. There's no facts until there's facts. Elo was on the main roster, and then he was their sub, and now they're going to be playing with Elo and Cloudbuster. What actions are we alleging? Allegedly is that LG Curios and LG JB allegedly had partaked in account sharing last season, while allegedly Curios was in Korea, allegedly. So yeah. Also, in some a little bit funnier drama, again, I don't like to call this drama, but the bracket in the OC tournament, the admins messed it up. Allegedly, the admins messed up the bracket because this team is not a low-seeded team that they're about to play. This is the 9th seed, and then the other team is the 1st seed, so there's no reason that they should be on the same side of the bracket here. I'm pretty sure. Or something. There was some bracket mishaps. And allegedly, the admin said because the tournament's already started, we can't do anything about it. So they just didn't remake it. And now I think like half the bracket is screwed. But in OC, you only play 2 rounds anyway, so there's not that many people to complain. Kiapa. Hello, someone recommended you on a Reddit post. Uh-oh, guys, we've broken into the 4th wall. We've escaped the Matrix. We're in Reddit territory now. That's not good. Is Chandelure okay to play in this meta? Yeah, Candle's pretty good character right now. I wouldn't say it's like the best attacker, but it's definitely an attacker that is strong. Where's Candle? Like, the thing that sucks about Candle is it's really hard to get 5. But once you have level 5, whether you have Flamethrower or Overheat, you're a Dominator. And the ult is pretty fun. Allegedly. Alright, are we starting yet, allegedly? What's going on, Anon? I always have Unite DB. I can't show you guys, but I actually have a button on my desk that specifically opens Unite DB. It's called a Stream Deck. I can show you guys what it virtually looks like. So I have this. I have like this as a physical thing, and this button opens up Unite DB. This one opens up Twitter. These are to run ads. This is the mute Discord, and this is to make a marker on my stream. And then this this is my foot pedal on the ground. So again, I can mute with my feet. So look, no hands. Wow. That's with my feet. Or I can change the scene with this foot. No hands. But, so yeah, that's a little bit behind the scenes. I'm like a drummer, yeah. This is the button I use the most, my Unite DB button. That's what Palace got me for Christmas. She got me the Elgato Stream Deck pedal to use with my feet. And I recently made a big investment. I bought a new camera and some lights and a green screen. I had, I have a connection, a friend of a friend, if you would. Can't leak my insider sources, redacted. But they hooked me up with a discount, so I was gonna have to spend over $1,000, and I ended up spending like around 600 instead. And we're gonna be doing a sponsored stream at the end of the month, which should help pay for that. Bro, this guy just keeps getting louder. Chill out. Will I stream from inside Pokemon? Yep, I'll be actually inside Pokemon Unite. So I'm putting all the money that I make from sponsors back into the stream so we can have like a nice product, you know? It's business-minded oriented thinking. Like, why keep the money in my account when we can invest and make it better? Right? So we're trying to take over the world, guys. I've got ambitions. We're trying to make Unite go mainstream. So just remember, like, you guys are here right now. You guys are like the cream of the crop. Because this is not my normal streaming hours. So if you're here right now, it's kind of like you're a shark on Shark Tank, if you think about it. A lot of you you could consider yourselves having equity, but not actually. But you could pretend. It's a sponsor. I can't talk about which game it is, but it's a pretty cool mobile game actually. A lot of big streamers have tried it out as well. So we'll be playing that at the end of the month, probably like the last Sunday of the month or something. So it'll be a fun game, and it'll be a fun thing. Like I can get all of you guys to participate. I think it's a free to play game as well. So you should be good. You have Indercoin? Yeah, Indercoin definitely is potentially fungible. Kiapa, it's not. I don't believe in NFTs. Let's check in game. No battle. Let's go back here. Are eggs fungible? I don't know what fungible means actually, so whatever. No Dragon City? Do you not like this? You don't like this? I'm kidding. Isn't this so cool, guys? Like in another life, I'm just this guy. I'm just one of these guys playing the trumpet in Japan. Like, you know how some people talk about like running away and going into a cabin and living in the forest and being self-sustainable? My version of that is running away to Japan and playing in the Pokemon orchestra. Like, just go delete all my socials, go off the grid, live in Japan, and just be one of these guys. Not the piano, that's too hard. Trombone? Honestly, I'll take the trombone. I'll be one of the tromboners. Yeah. What did they call the trombone players? That one didn't sound right. Conduct? I can conduct in 4/4. It goes down, left, like that, all the way over, back up, and then down again. And then you do it with two hands, you know? I learned that in high school. I never forgot it. The slapping plates one? You mean the drum guy? I could slap some plates. Ask me to slap some plates, I'll slap some plates, guys. Oh, the cymbals. There used to be one in our marching band where you'd have to carry this. It was called the quads. I played that for one recital. Otherwise, I played trumpet mostly. And then I switched to, it's called the glockenspiel. You'd have to hold it like this and you'd have one mallet in your hand. And it was a walking xylophone with one hand. And I'd have to go, you know, do 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 do, like that. Glockenspiel. Glockenspiel. But for marching band. So I had the vertical one. Yeah, I had like this one. That's exactly the one that I had, actually. So you would carry it like this, you'd have the mallet, and then you'd go ding, 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 ding. I don't know why all the pictures is of girls doing it. Boys do it too, okay? Oh, this was like close to where not like actually where I live, but this is what my uniform used to look like. I was an air cadet. This is a flight sergeant, because you see they have 3 chevrons and the crown. So the 3 chevrons in the Air Force, Canadian Air Force, means sergeant. And then the crown signifies that you're flight version of that. So 2 chevrons is corporal, 2 chevrons and a crown, flight corporal. So it goes cadet, junior cadet, cadet, corporal, flight corporal, sergeant, flight sergeant. And then there's like the chief in command or whatever. I got all the way up to flight sergeant, pretty high rank, but I didn't want to keep going. Now, private is an army thing, not an Air Force thing in Canada. And then that 819, so their 819 squadron, I forget what my squadron was. I think we were like 613 or something. And these badges right here, they signify any camps that you've been to. So one of these is probably general training, or GT for short. It got I think renamed to basic training afterwards. And then other ones might be like ground school or, you know, other various different achievements you might have. So I was in the marching band. I was in ground school, so that's where you like learn how to be a pilot. I did all three. There was 3 activities, and then there was like you know, like all the marching you have to do is called drill, and we would have like a drill class, like an extracurricular that you can come an extra night for, and I would go for that as well. In the Canadian Air Force, you don't use sir, yes sir. It's just yes sir or yes ma'am. And it's like a 2-syllable thing, not a 3. I mean, I was a legit air cadet. Like I could have gone into the Air Force, guys, but I didn't want, like, I didn't want to be away from my family. Is it heavy to play? It's not that heavy. No, it's pretty light. You have like, you can't see it. You kind of can see it, but you have a harness around your waist, and then like your back does most of the carrying. Like your hand is only really there for stability. It just stays upright. Yeah, where is this bracket at? It's 1-0 over here. So yeah, I played this, and then you'd have like the thing for your sheet music on the side, and then while you're in a thing, like while you're playing music, the hardest part is like, you know, I'm playing, I have my mallet, and then I have to flip my sheet music to the next one. Do you have baton twirlers? Only the drum major does, who leads the band. They have like one really big baton, and it's basically their version of conducting. So they don't do like typical, like normal, like orchestra conducting. It's more they keep the bass drum in check, and then everyone else plays off the bass drum. And every song you do, your bass drum has to follow the normal cadence, you know, which is left, 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 right, left. And that's how you would march to the bass drum. It was fun. I mean, I liked it. And I did this while I was a teenager. Voluntarily, too. I think it's like a part of the reason why I have like very little fear of public speaking. Because like when you're in the Air Cadet program, you have to like lead a squadron of like 400 cadets as a part of like your training. Right, so I would have to be the guy at the front of the auditorium or wherever we'd be doing our practice, and like scream the commands. Not scream it, but you know, use my diaphragm to project my voice. And they really teach you how to do that. My mom probably has some photos. I can show you guys one day. My mom definitely has photos. Glockenspiel tutorial for April Fool's Day. I mean, I don't have mine anymore, but maybe we could do something funny like that. So I just rented it from the band. Okay, where are we at in terms of gameplay, guys? Oh, 2-0. Okay, it should be starting soon. Should be starting very soon. Used to play flute in elementary school. That was actually my second instrument I played in school. I've played a lot of instruments. In grade 2, I was in like a special program, not like special eds, but like a gifted program. So I got to start instruments in grade 2, and I played the drums then. And then in grade 4, we did the recorder, because everyone in Toronto, the curriculum is when you're in grade 4, you have to learn the recorder. And then in grade 5, I did the flute in school. And then I didn't like the flute. And then grade 6, 7, 8, I played trumpet. And then when I joined the Air Cadets, I did trumpet for them. And then when their glockenspiel player had to quit in the cadets program, I took that over instead. And then at home, I was learning the piano. So yeah, I mean, I don't think I ever got proficient at all of these instruments, but I have like a decent surface level understanding on how to play them. And if you gave me like a month or two, I could probably play the piano pretty comfortably. Flute, it's been too long. Trumpet, I definitely can. I played trumpet for way too long. I still have like the muscle memory in my mouth to, you know, blow in or, you know, do the thing into the mouthpiece. And we're waiting for these games to start. Free tuba lessons. I liked the French tuba, honestly. It was a really cool instrument, or the French horn, I should say, not the French tuba, but the French horn I really liked. Blow, yeah, blow. That's the word. The second one, Lychee. I think I remember that. I've led such an interesting life? No. I think every one of you guys have had an interesting life. It's just, it seems boring to you because you've been living it for so long. My life is, to me, very simple too. I had some extracurriculars and that was it. I played sports. I played video games. I don't know. Had jobs. It's never too late to have experiences as well. Do they teach French in Canadian schools? Yeah, they do. Once you're in grade 4, you're mandatory to take French up until grade 9. And then in high school, you have to take it at least 1 year. And most people just end up doing theirs in grade 9. Do you know Kabaddi? Yeah, it's a really funny Indian sport. I mean, while we're waiting, I can show you guys what Kabaddi is. It's like this, like weird, not weird, but it's like this wrestling kind of sport where your object is to get people out of the circle. And instead of there being a traditional timer, you have to say the word that the game is. So you have to say Kabaddi. But if you stop saying it, like you basically, if you have to stop to breathe, then you also like you lose or whatever.
Kabaddi is a team contact sport played with
it's really fun
7
actually.
Players each. The goal of the game is to score more points than the other team. Kabaddi is played on a special Kabaddi court. If you don't have a court to play on, you can make your own in a field using cones or chalk.
Yeah, whenever I played it was with chalk.
3 feet.
Not only with my family, never like seriously at all.
Feet, 10 meters wide. Place a midline in the center of the field, and a parallel balk line on each. Place a parallel is played in turns, and teams alternate.
So check this part out.
Offense and defense. To start a round, the attacking team sends out one player to be the raider. The raider's job is to score points by touching the defending players.
Because he has to touch them
past the midline, all while chanting Kabaddi.
Yeah, so he has to be saying the word Kabaddi, and you can't just go like Kabaddi, Kabaddi. You have to go like Kabaddi, 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 Kabaddi. Like you have to keep saying it.
If the raider stops chanting at any point,
and if he stops saying it,
declared out.
You get out.
To score, the raider must touch
Isn't that crazy?
One defending player with.
Let me see if I can find like. Okay, I don't know. I've never seen professional. They're just slapping each other there for sure. But it's a really funny sport. They were just throwing hands at the next Pokemon Unite event. Funny. What did they refer to kids in your grade as? Would they say first graders, second graders? I think it would be like grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. I don't think we really said fourth graders for some reason. And we also didn't use like freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. Like none of that existed in my school either.
Hey Indy, currently in Japan and just wanted to say hi Inder cheer.
Dragon CS, thank you for the prime. Do you live in Japan or are you just visiting? I really like Japan. Japan's my top 3 countries world. Like my top 2 are Japan and Canada, and you know we're fighting for the third. But I like to say I'm a big fan of Brazil. I feel like that covers me like geographically really well. I got an Asian country, South America. Yeah. Third is Dubai, Loki. True. You mean the UAE, but yeah, Dubai specifically. You're visiting? That's cool. That's cool. Yo, I hope these guys have spectate enabled. I hope they do. We're gonna trust that they do. Otherwise, I went live for no reason. I don't know why MQL is doing standards. No, this isn't standard. This usually shows if someone's in a custom lobby as well. That's why I'm checking here. So he's probably in scrims or something. I've had 2 more draft games, Frostfire. 2 more. One of them should definitely be another video. I don't know if the third one will. The third one was in today's earlier VOD if you really wanted to find it though. Am I going to be watch partying EU and NA? I'm going to be watching it on Spragle's stream tomorrow with Spragles and Zoinks. Trying to get some practice in to hopefully cast Worlds one day, you know? That's my goal. You guys saw my tweet? My goal for this year is to cast NAIC and the Worlds. And it starts with the qualifiers tomorrow. I'm not going to be live here, no. So all of you guys can come to Sprago's chat, and I mean, if you type in his chat, and I see you guys, you know, in between games, I'll holler at you. But that will be on his stream. Make sure I get to bed early. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed after this. You also got draft in solo queue? Yo, that's so cool. Okay, it should be starting soon. It would be cool to have like an analyst desk or whatever. I have some nice suits, guys. I have some really nice suits. I have some party suits that you guys will see me in from my corporate era. Oh, I get to cast AOS? It would be cool to go to London, but it might be too soon. The green screen tomorrow? It's going to take like at least 2 weeks to get delivered. It won't be here by tomorrow, sadly. But it's like a really big... I got one that sits behind my desk or behind my chair, and then it like mounts up. So it's in like a really big... it's like a really big thing to get shipped, and I'll have to probably get some help to bring all the stuff down. Or like use a cart or something. What Pokemon pin? It would have to be a support, right? I don't know. Change suits after every game. I gotta spread it out. Post a photo of myself in front of the green screen. Maybe what I was thinking is I could have channel point rewards to change the background of my stream. Or I could have a channel point where you like send an image link and I could just put that as the background. I think that might be a fun way to use points. Okay, guys, I don't know what's going on. I'm just assuming maybe they're in draft. It won't show up until they're done draft. And their game was just created a little bit ago. Oh. Okay, I can kind of snoop in their still in lobby, so it's not started yet. 2-minute delay. Yeah, there's going to be a 2-minute delay and draft has to finish, and they haven't even gone into draft yet. The cooldown need to be high. True. The biggest thing is I need a way to automate it. I'll sort that stuff out though. It won't be a couple weeks until my green screen is here. What's up, Angelica? Can't see bans unspected? Yeah, not until it's over. But I could probably tell you guys what was banned. I could probably tell you guys. Are there any players or teams I'm keeping an eye on? Just the teams that I coach or that I've coached a lot. So right now that's this team in OC and then one team in Brazil. There's like individual players that I've coached on NA teams, but not like full teams. And even then, like, I don't really have a bias. I just want to follow them to follow them. Has the stream stuff like that automated? Yeah, if I can't figure it out, maybe I'll ask for some help. Not a bad idea. Anything globally banned other than EXs? Nope. Everything else should be legal. I can go and check the rules in the Discord. No. No, I think it's just the EX Pokemon. Cram isn't banned. Cram is not banned. So what happened is last year around Worlds time, the admins finally started listening to player feedback where they were like, we're gonna be very loose in terms of banning stuff that's bugged. Like if it's in the game, it's in the game. Obviously it's like giga game breaking, then it's either banned or you're banned or the players are informed of to not do the bug basically. Like if it's something really obvious, like, you know, if you put this input in, you can crash the game. They might not ban the character, but if it can't happen accidentally. I'm sure they have a good system for it, but as far as I know, there aren't any like widespread big bugs like that in the game. Like the speed flux bug, yeah, like they would. It's up for debate what they meant by it. All they said was if players are caught spam retreating, that there might be action taken. I guess they technically were talking about that, but they weren't really direct in explaining what it was about when we got the announcement. I still need to do the questionnaire. Probably do that tomorrow. We might see some Gyarados today. Okay, while we're waiting, I can show you guys my tier list. Just so you know, this is more so going to help you for tomorrow, for those of you guys going to be watching tomorrow. But this is my current tier list. I haven't made it public, really. I showed it on stream earlier, too. There we go. Underneath here these are just EX Pokemon, so don't worry too much about them. But yeah, like I think these Pokemon on the top row, you will see most compositions feature a handful of these, and you'll see most of the bans be used on these as well. Not all of them, right? You might see some Crossbow bans, you might see some Hoopa bans, you might see some Wild bans, but these are generally where you're going to see picked and banned or picked in the first round of picks on the top row. The second row is going to like fill out your comps. You're going to need to pick a support, right? Depending on your comp, all of them can be viable, all four of these. And you might want to last pick some all-rounders if you can all-round your comp with it, or maybe like a speed select Dodrio. And then if you maybe want to go a little bit deeper in the pool, these B tier characters can definitely be just as good as the A tier in the right situation and with what's left in the pool. Clef, not S. I think the difference between having a Clef and a Blissey on your team isn't big enough to warrant putting Clef beside these Pokemon, personally. And we'll let the win rates decide. I guess, afterwards. The thing is, it's like Glaceon really burns a lot of damage into the clef. Even getting sniped as from Inteleon can force you to burn your Moonlight. Gravity is sure nice, but it's not like there's like a lot of anti-gravity-able characters that are in the meta. Like Buzz is going to be banned more often than not, so that's not one you really worry about. Tree Hornleech, Tree's not even going Hornleech all the time anymore. Blast Surf, still unstoppable outside of gravity. Solar Blade on Leaf, maybe that's not really that big. Leaf's just gonna ult and run away anyways. Dodrio, maybe, but yeah, full heal. X Scissors not that big of a deal, right? Meow, yeah, it's a little annoying. Metagross, not really. Blaze, it's really annoying. But you have the, like, you know, there's so many good characters outside of this that I don't think gravity is that impactful. Like, yeah. I mean, the bottom tier isn't really tiered that much, guys. To be honest, like, sure, you could put Mimikyu C tier, maybe, it's fine. Mimikyu's probably C tier. It's just, I feel like these Pokemon are quite irrelevant, that it'd be pretty shocking to see them. Follow Me is kind of nutty. Follow Me is good, but so is Soft-Boiled, so is Egg Bomb. Espeon you'll see a lot of, I promise. Espeon's broken. Espeon's just super broken. Okay, their match is up. Their match is up now. So we're watching OCE #1 seed against so we're basically watching two sponsored OCE teams. On the top, it's, I'm gonna get their name pristinely right. Antic Esports versus Ground Zero Gaming. Hate watching? No, we're love watching. I coach this team on the top. Oh look, there's an Espeon. What were the bans this game, guys? So probably Umbreon. Right? Umbreon was definitely a ban. Inteleon, Glaceon. I think that's Leaf up there that Joe is playing. So Int, Glace, Umbry, and maybe Hoopa or Tree or Blast. No, they have Blast. Okay, so these guys did a bit of a jungle split. We're figuring it out, not bad. Sylve's almost level 4. What's going on top side? Luca's trying to stack. Looks like Luca got the farm over Buzz as well. We ejected for it. We're trying to go for the kill. Luca apparently has a focus band on. You can't really go for that eject play when you know the enemy team has a 1 buffer that can 1 buff top, right? Like you just can't play aggressive like that. Especially if your jungle split went bot side. Also, I think we're like lagging out here. Anon was just hitting the air. He might have DC'd, to be honest. And the way that they split it, he would have wanted to path bottom to take the bottom 2 once I were left up for him. Because that would have given him his level 5. No, you can't really path top when you do the jungle split for bot side. I mean, you can, but then you just don't hit 5. Oh, this is a Glace. So Leaf must have been banned, not Glace. So Leaf, Intel, Umbry for sure, and then the last one's up in the air. Maybe Zard. True. The OCE scene apparently is really deep, like just for gaming wise. So they have some sponsors there, which is good for them. It'd be nice if we had some more in NA, but unlucky. It's still good for them. We're getting battered in the top lane, boys. We gotta tee up. Top lane is getting wrecked. I'm pretty sure Anon was lagging. Like, I don't think they would have played the early game that way. Yeah, I think tree ban is very likely could have happened, or Hoopa. Okay, we can, I mean, we can still tee up and bring it back from here, but we are very behind. Okay. We're gonna need to just let our pads drop and farm and come back to the game. Like, the early game's kind of doomed at this point. The coach supported the whole team. I helped them with like draft a while ago. And last season I coached half of the team that's still around. So it was Sulu and Anon that were on the team last year. And I hung out with them at Worlds a little bit. So they're homies for sure. Yeah, we got top lucky. And we lost our top pad. This is optimal gaming. Now we have all the farm here. They don't have this farm here. We still got some scores in. It's worth these deaths. As long as like we don't get pushed on this pad. And our Venus here. Venus trying to get 9. Venus gonna get a 9 off the bot farm. He solar beams for it. Should have eject over the wall if anything bad happens. Yeah, so we're fine. Okay, now they're back in the game. They're definitely back in the game now. What's up, Gamma? That's the goal, man. That way I can still see all the homies and still be a part of the event in a meaningful way. Want your observer setup? I will probably ask you for some observer coaching. But we can do it in between the events, so I'm not bothering you too much. Lush is cool. He's still around. I guess he's not playing anymore. But Lush technically was on Ground Zero Season 1 with Sulu, right? I think they played with Joe back then as well. That was their team. Okay, so the first objective is coming up. Now, this is the time where, you know, we've been farming, we've been sacking all our pads and whatnot. This is where we want to fight. If we can like force a advantageous fight for us anywhere, like in our jungle, it's good. I think our Buzz is just finishing level 9, but we want to just go 5-man somewhere. Like we want to go 5-man and break a pad. Either pad, to be honest, like whichever one we can get to, right? We can get position in faster. I really want to see us group up, but it's hard, I guess. They are getting zoned. Blast eject. Venus still has eject. Venus still has eject, right? Venus does have eject. Okay, we're healing up. I can move my camera so you guys can see the thing better. I got you. Okay, so Ald's in the air. I really think their Venusaur is just lagging, guys. He seems like he's just DCing over and over again. Venu got the Reggie? Oh, what a gamer. I was coughing. All right, so Venu got the Reggie. I mean, they're not in a bad shape right now, left side. Though, right side did play the early game really well. You have to give it to them. And by really well, I mean like what you would expect. Glaceon comes out early without full clearing their jungle, goes top, takes advantage of left side team's aggression. Right, you're not allowed to be that aggressive in the early game. And from that, they develop, you know, they continue to win both sides of the map. They use that to get the first objective and just maintain their lead, break pads. It's a good try here from Sulu. If we had our ult, he definitely would have popped it. Oh, okay, we got the lucky. The pad's only at 8 though, so they can let it crash here. It's happening on the other side of the map. There's a little Crustle Luca fight. You're about to play. Good luck, homie. Mobile client's better as it covers the sides rather than bottom. Yeah, there's a reason why people use mobile, huh? I have a full setup for it. And when I say full setup, I have, you know, redacted stacks. Kiapa. I just don't, I would have to get everyone added on a different account or figure out a log on that account. Attack rate stacks? Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Ray fight's shaping up. We have 13 Venu, 12 Buzz. Honestly, XP's not looking good right now. We need a little bit of a miracle on left side team to come back. Try to punch the Luca. That's eject out of Glaceon and Glaceon passive. And we got the LD Unite. Wait, this is not bad for left side team. All they traded for all of that was Crustle Unite. They traded Glaceon Unite, Glaceon eject, Glaceon passive, Eldegoss Unite. Blast Unite still isn't up. He might have used it there too. If they can reset this fight without the right side team doing Rayquaza, there's a chance they can come back. If I'm right side team, I am under urgency right now to hit it. Right? The last thing I want is for them to all get healed up and their tank to be back alive and take another 5v5 fight down some Unites. But maybe they're really confident. Okay, there's a Luca flank coming out. We need to watch it. No one blocked the pup, and our Venu's dead off of that. Okay, we really have to watch that flank there. Venu ends up, or Blasto's on 1. Clef is trying to keep the gang alive. Glaceon's dead. Maybe Clef can live? No, and they're going for 100 cap. Just too many deaths there at the end. We also had our eject up on Venu, I think. Maybe it was on cooldown though, as he died. We had to win the refight. You had to win the refight to come back. Just very little time left. Okay, we have Fly. 20 seconds. We need all the damage we can get. We have Venu ult too. That Fly really needed to have been on Ray as well. We're gonna get the... I think we have the smite. We don't have time to score is the issue, yeah. If we just had like 5 extra seconds, maybe. No, not enough time. They needed like 6-7 seconds to even. That's game 1. That's game 1. I think we get to see the bands here, right? Or we might not. No, they don't show you the bands. Okay. Oh, I had to go to the stats screen. RIP. We'll just assume it was Umbreon, Leafeon, Inteleon, Tree. Can you say hi, Roberto, in Spanish? Hola, Roberto. Hola, hola. I can add the same account on mobile? Okay, then I should be good. I'll get that sorted out tomorrow. Just a reminder, someone's asking again. Yeah, it's only EX Pokemon banned for this event. Both the Mewtwo, Zacian, Miraidon. So that means Gyarados, which is the most recently released Pokemon, right? Or Miraidon, I guess. Most recently released non-EX Pokemon, Gyarados, is legal. And Gyarados got buffed. I think it's playable too. I think we might see... Like, I think we might see Meowscarada, Blaziken, or Gyarados, or Metagross in tomorrow's, like, in a lot of tomorrow's games. I mean, if Magikarp gets a kill, it's really Jover, but right now, you actually evolve at a pretty reasonable rate, even without getting a knockout. Even without a knockout, you can actually evolve at, like, level 5-ish. Or just from like auto-attacking people and using your flail on them. Yeah, Meow is really, really spooky too. I don't think Gyara's worth it. Meow does basically the same thing but better all game. Not necessarily. Gyarados is much tankier. Gyarados has a stun in its kit. Gyarados ult is a big stun. It's like a engaging tool. They're definitely different enough characters. So they buffed Trevenant, right? They nerfed Woodhammer, but they buffed Pain Split and Curse last patch, which is like really, really popular build to play as like an all-rounder right now. And the Woodhammer nerf was not enough to to not play it as a defender still. It does feel really weird though. I don't think these two teams were meant to play right now. Right? I think there's something wrong with the seating here. Because this is the 9 seed playing against what should be the 1 seed in the second round. That doesn't seem right, right? They swapped their alternate from first tournament to the second. So the points didn't count. I see. Well, that's unlucky. Are we back? Not yet. I think Anon was DCing in that game, guys, so maybe we'll see a comeback. See you later, healthy chatter. Are there really so few participants in OCE? There's definitely not as big of a pool as there is in the other regions, but honestly, like, it's not that bad even. Right? There's like, what, 15 teams times 5? That's still a good amount of people coming out to play. 75 players for a Pokemon Unite tournament. Could be bigger, but I don't know. Maybe that's just how big the gaming scenes are for OC and other games too. I'm not from there, so I can't really comment on it. Did I click on something? I didn't mean to. Oh no, I didn't. Last year, this time around, it's 12 teams. Well, that's a significant increase if you think about it. It's like a 25% increase or something, right? Not bad. %, yeah. NA math, lol. Iron your cosplay for tomorrow. Well, good luck with your contest or whatever. GL. How many teams in the tourney? I'll show you. There's 15. I'll show you the bracket right now. So we're watching over here, Anktic Esports versus Ground Zero. They're down 0-1 right now. We're waiting. I think they just started game 2, so we're just waiting to get that underway. And yeah, I mean, truthfully, I don't know much about the OC scene. If any of you guys know any of these teams, feel free to comment on it. Is OC looking good this season? I mean, I think this whole, like, a lot of the eastern part of the world is getting more and more consistent. Like, India had a really good showing at ACL. I think India scrims a lot of these teams often, right? So they're all improving within each other, which is good. Seems right. But I don't know if like the thing is I don't think these guys were meant to be 9 seed, but now what Gamma said makes sense. They swapped their sub. So these guys were actually meant to be like 4 or 5 seed, but I think they're seeded based on their subs, which makes sense if they're playing. But I don't know. I actually don't know what happened. I think Blissy's underrated. I think Blissy's probably normally rated. Maybe some teams underrate it. I think most people recognize it's a good character. I think we're up now. Yeah, we're up. Yo, the Meow is coming out. Okay, okay. Meow in a competitive match. I love to see it. We got Meow. Meow Scarada. So their lanes are gonna look like bottom lane for left side is gonna be Crustle, Espeon likely. Bottom lane for the other side will be Blastoise, Mew. Glaceon jungle on one side, Meow jungle on the other. Top lane will be Buzz Eld, and we should be expecting a Blissey Luca top lane from the right side. They're likely the right side will do maybe some jungle splitting or some early ganks. You'll see here, Joe's waiting for 945 to clear that, so that once he gets this red buff, he'll be level 4. If he didn't wait, he wouldn't get level 4 in time, because he wouldn't have enough passive experience built up. And now with this level 4, he can immediately go and pressure the top lane that wants to be stacking here. And this is what happened last game. They got caught out by this rotation. So this game, you have to be much more careful. Like you have to expect this is happening to you, right? They're relying on their jungler to pick up the pace in a similar fashion by skipping those 2 ball toys. And the jungler gets a return kill, so the Meow is going to get some compensation. Passive proc, they use their leafage during the passive. During overgrow, I think it's called, you do some bonus damage in that, 20% more damage. Almost got a second knockout. But this is kind of favoring right side team because their top laner, I think, is going to end up with more experience, or they're about the same. It looks like top lane went pretty evenly. So full exchange, both top laners basically getting close to 5. Both supports have evolved there. Junglers are going to go back to their jungle. No team really has a big lead, so it's kind of tough to invade. We go peep down on the bottom side. Meow, instead of doing their jungle, goes for a secondary gank, catching the Mew off guard. It's a pretty big knockout here. If they can get Meow stacks here, they're really in the game here. Nice. So Meow's going to get some attack weight stacks here. Their jungle's up. But it's not a bad idea to float your jungle sometimes if you can really make gameplay happen elsewhere on the map. Unfortunately, might end up going down. Oh, Trailblaze. Big hop off the passive. Are there any eject buttons? There is. Okay, Squirtle has their eject. That's going to be the end of Meow. Now, mid Alterias have spawned. So that's probably going to be the next major objective. But off those knockouts and another return knockout in the back here, Ground Zero is going to get some scores in the bot lane. As a result of them getting scores, that makes space for their Antics top lane to get mid Alteria. But everything has a chain reaction. Because they left top to go mid to secure those Alteria, Lucario gets to dump their 23, which means that once you unload a big amount of money, now the next time you want to go stack, you have those small AOS energy values, which you can score a lot easier, right? And it's all about getting stacks on these all-rounders and speedsters in the early game. Good try to superpower the Luca there, but they were prepared for it. Buzz is level 7 now, so much more of a threat in the lane, just on the map in general. Lucario is looking to catch up, so they're going to take their team's red buff. Glaceon's already level 8, so they don't need all of their central area to catch up on the farm. Not a bad surf here, catching out the Crustle. Crustle's going to get knocked out. We have Antic looking to finish the objective here. Flower Trick Trailblaze from Anon here. Pretty interesting build. I don't think I see much of that, but it's double reset. He could hop around and really make a difference. So Robbie on the tanks trying to get a score stop, and I mean, he does force them to put in a smaller value, so that eject he used to Rock Tomb there made it so the Blissey just ended up going for their cap, and they missed out on a 14 overdunk. Like I said, Luca has their small amount of points, so they can go and get their stacks easy. All of this, though, has been at the cost of Antic doing the top side. and we'll see if Ground Zero has enough resources to be able to hold it. I think they will. They do have some of their neutral camps coming up. Lucario has to burn their eject to get out after sealing the red. We might, oh, he's not Trailblaze, my bad. I guess I just got, I mistake the animation for Hone Claws. It's my bad. He is double team. Nice try to get the return knockout on Mew. Mew is 1 HP, or basically on 1, and they're gonna be able to get out. Robbie's gonna end up going down as well, but there might be a Glaceon in the top side. Unite move gets burned. Didn't necessarily need it, but I think it's better to be safe in these situations. Perfectly timed superpower into Smackdown right as the close combat ends. That was really nicely done by Sully. Another superpower does end up bringing him to the team. If they can get this top break, it'll be really good. And even if the Meow gets it, huge. Another big superpower. Sul hasn't missed in a couple of hits so far. And Eld Unite, maybe a little premature, not much going on in the fight, but maybe they can make some use out of it here. Fun little tech, by the way, when you're playing Meowscarada into Glaceon. If you have the Glaceon Icicle Spears targeted on you and you activate Double Team, you can actually manipulate it to switch the Icicle Spears to your clone, effectively nullifying a lot of the damage. So even if he doesn't initially start on your clone, you can swap the damage to your clone. So in a way, it's a soft counter to the character. It can backfire, as you saw there. Glaceon was able to build their spears off the clone because Glaceon had an adequate target nearby. Put the Meowscarada low after the spears and they get finished up by Luca. So it's not like a true counter, but it does create for some interesting matchups. If we can get this knockout on the Luca, it'd be huge. His focus band the second time now might have mattered. Oh my god, a Blissey Unite off the Buddy Barrier with it. Sulu's gonna go for the Unite move, but Luca's still alive on 1. Feather really needs to go down. Maybe Anon can get in range, but Feather's still living. Focus band, Blissey out, Buddy Barrier from the Bliss assistance, and unlucky. Securing that knockout would have been huge. Level 11. Perhaps they can contest the Reggie Rock after that. But that's the value of Blissey. We were talking about it before the game started, right? The Blissey can be a really, really problematic character. Now that we have a second, maybe we can talk about what I think was banned. Pretty sure Umbreon, Inteleon, Leafeon were all banned. And I think my inside sources are telling me that Sylveon was one of the 4 bans here. I think one of the 2 teams might, or maybe both of the teams, have a really high priority on Sylveon. So I believe Sylveon was the other ban there. I could be wrong on that, but I'm 90%. Good little back cat from Meow. Doesn't get stopped by the Solar Beam as well. Just trying to get out passive procs, ends up dying to the Mew boosted auto. Still not bad to dump in those 20 points. Top Regieleki crashes in as well.
2 years?
And there might be some space to get these points in as well. What's up, Zoinks? 2 years? It's an amazing 2 years. Oh, Chill's not able to get it. They get the 8 from Eldegoss. Not worth the L to use or Unite out of it. This is really important stop. I think we get it, especially with the eject we do. Flower Trick's on as well, but there's not much that can be done. XP wise, if we're looking across the game, it's not that out of reach. I think Sulu can probably muster up 13. Anon on the Meow should get 13 as well. Maybe the Espeon doesn't get it, but it's not that important for Espeon. On the right side, Mew's definitely 13. Luca won't have it to start the fight. And Glaceon is 14. So the Glaceon's the one to watch out for. We'll likely see the Glaceon ult or the Bliss assistance used on Glaceon here. Otherwise, it might go on Lucario. So that's something to watch out for. Lucario's setting up the flank. You see Meow looking for a backup on the bottom side to further their point lead. If the Meow cap goes on, they're going to see the engage. Blastoise ejects in. He's going to look for the Unite move. There's the Bliss assistance on Lucario. Counter Unite from Espeon and Eldegoss as well. Sulu's living on 1. Meowscarada flank should be coming in very soon. Meow catches out the Mew, gets the reset on it, and still has their Unite move up. Ejects the close combat from Lucario. And we're still looking. Meow misses that double team, but gets their Unite move directly on the Glaceon. Catching Glaceon without their Unite up. Glaceon is really low, but getting Blissey healed up. 3 people down from the side of Ground Zero. It's going to come down to a Rayquaza last hit. Can they block the spears? Can Meow get it? Meow ends up getting it. And that is going to look like a game 3. My god. Really well played fight from them in the end. I like how they went for the back cap. They played it slow. They didn't lose too much off the Blastoise engage. Blastoise engage. Eldegoss had a good counter unite to that. Espeon had a good counter unite to that as well. Sulu did end up going down, but it did cost him a lot of resources to bring him down as well. And Meow in the late game can be really tough. I don't know how they ended up catching out the Mew. It must have been on Rayquaza, so we did miss that, but it was a really good catch. Game's a lot better when I don't see. I told you guys, I think a non-DC'd. Because whenever I look back to the jungle, he was slapping air. Cool. All right, so we're going to a game 3. This is a pretty important match, guys. The teams that are going to AOS is already decided. So Antic is the team representing London, representing OCE for London. But all of these games matter from a championship points perspective, right? So they could be fine technically going into next week's event, but you have to remember there is a change this year that if you qualify through a main cup through the lower bracket, you're going to start in the lower bracket and the main cup as well. So you really, really don't want to drop down to the lower bracket, even in the qualifiers anymore. So this game 3 is going to matter a lot. Yeah, the bracket's going to be a continuation bracket. And, you know, a lot of things can happen in Pokemon Unite. Having the extra safety net for the actual cup is going to be really important. It's still all best of 3s in the bracket, whether it's qualifiers or the main event. So it's still best of 3, but, you know, you don't have that extra safety net. Once you lose it, it's gone. Will there be fearless draft in upcoming tournaments? Not that anything's been announced like that for the Western tourneys. I would guess no. My assumption is no, but we never really know. And nothing's been announced for us. It was double team though. My bad for saying Trailblaze, guys. I think I saw Hone Claws and I thought I saw him hop, but he must have like Hone Claws eject while getting like Blastoise Hydro Pump, and it made it look like he hopped. Or maybe it was something. In my opinion, right, what I'll say, and I feel bad saying stuff because I feel like the other teams could be watching. Maybe I'll reserve my judgment for after the game. There's not enough delay for me to say what I want to say. So we'll wait. We'll wait. Fearless draft pros and cons. Okay, so the pros are that you will almost certainly see some really wacky drafts, whether it's teams trying to set up so they have consistent drafts later on, or them just going deeper and deeper into the pool of Pokemon, right? So from a spectator perspective, it can be really fun to watch. Now, the issue is it makes it so the game becomes like really, like a lot of the skill gets shifted to a really weird part of the game where it's specifically drafting around Fearless Draft. And in my opinion, those games don't really feel as competitive as like what the game is balanced around. The game's not balanced around something like that existing, but it is fun to watch. For people that don't know what Fearless Draft is it's basically, imagine you're playing a best of 3. The characters that you picked in your game 1, you cannot pick in your game 2, right? So like, imagine you have like 2 power picks that you could pick at the same time. You might not look to pick them both in game 1 because you want to save one of them for game 2, right? And that meta game and thinking about the game from that perspective kind of removes the purpose of how the game is balanced with all the Pokemon in consideration, right? It makes it really weird, in my opinion. I really don't like it. It's really funny though. So I wish maybe like we had like an exhibition match, or maybe like an off-season tournament that was worth money that had something like that didn't count to people's Worlds invites. I would be down for. But when it comes to Worlds, I think it should be like a consistent format, you know? And yeah, the support pool is so limited. It makes it really weird. For a solo queue, I know it's different from competitive, but would you say to save your Unite for later in the fight or to pop as soon as possible? It really depends, Reese. Like, there's some Unites that are used to start the fight. So think like Blastoise Unite, maybe trees unite. These are like initiator unites. Those you want to see used early, right? If you're the team that especially needs to make something happen. And then there's unites that can be used in response. These are like supportive unites, right? Think like Wigglytuff's, you know, Starlight Recital, you have the AoE shield and the Unstoppable, Eldegoss AoE heal, Bliss Assistance, things like that. These types of unites, sometimes you kind of just need to use because of the way the fight's playing out. Your team is getting Dovon, my support needs to ult, my defender needs to peel the unite. The damage ones, it can depend. If you can get a pivotal knockout and then use that to make space to get Ray, you should definitely use it. And you should definitely not get knocked out before you use it. But there's no like right answer for it, you know? It really just depends on the game state. Okay, where are we at in terms of this? They're probably doing their bans right now. Yeah, I don't know how we haven't gotten another support yet. We really do need another. If you think about it, technically Umbreon is the last healer that we got, because you can definitely play Umbreon in the healer role, but it's so contested that it might as well not even exist. Delete Umbreon. No comment. Did I check the stats screen and check bans? I forgot again. I'm the worst. I'm the worst, guys. I forgot to check the bans. It's okay. I'm not going to be in control of it tomorrow, so I won't. We won't forget. I'm almost certain though the bans were like Leafeon, Umbreon, Inteleon, Sylveon. I'm like 99% sure. How many of our last 10 releases weren't attacker or all-rounder? Is it just Meow? I mean, that's a lot of the... That's like half the roles, right? Supports make them fewer money, easy as that. I don't know. Is that even true? I think that's like that's like a rumor that people say. But, and I'm citing some actual evidence. It's not just complete, trust me, bro. But in League of Legends, I think a big portion of their like spenders are players that play supports. Right? That's where you end up getting a lot of like women playing supports, which is cool. And they're big spenders. They got the money. So I don't know why they wouldn't. And like, you know, their supports love spending money on skins. Why not add more supports? Why not add skins? I don't think it's a money thing, guys. I really think it's a balance issue. For skins, maybe it's a money thing, but releasing supports, I think it's a balance issue. Oh, I thought that was it. Yeah, no support battle pass does upset me a little bit. You like supports like Hoopa, not Clef or Blissey? Hey, man, I mean, I think there needs to be characters for like all different types of players. And I think it's okay to have some characters that are easier to play. To like, you know, imagine, you know, you're someone that's been playing the game for like years and your friend's going to start playing the game and you guys want to duo queue. It might be too hard for them to duo queue right away and playing like, you know, Greninja or something. Maybe eventually you guys get them on that, but you know, it would be fun, especially someone that's not maybe a hardcore gamer, for them to play an easier character. It's fine, I think, and it's okay for those characters as supports. I don't think we need all the supports to be like that. I like the way Hoopa's complex, but I'm okay with Blissey's design. I think Clef's design is maybe pushing it. Clef might be pushing it. Comfy might be pushing it. Blissey, I think, is... I feel like I'll get memed on by saying it, but I do think Blissey's pretty well designed at this point, after all the nerfs it's gotten. Maybe the Unite does too much damage still, but all things considered, I think it's fine. You don't see people fighting to first pick Blissey, so I don't know, I think it's fine. Clef, I think Clef's not, like, I think Clef's skill to output ratio is too whack. It is probably the easiest way I can put it. Yeah, and I think the AoE healing is a little rough. But I don't know. I'm a support player by heart, guys. That's what I play. That's my stuff. Like, I've played support in every game I've ever played, basically. I played Albion Online. I played support. I played World of Warcraft for like one X-Pack. I played support. Maple Story. I played support. Dota. Here's a Storm. League of Legends. IRL. Kappa. Okay, where are we at? It's hard to play support United because it gets forgotten. It's on every game, you know. Every game supports kind of get forgotten. That's okay. Do I play support? I do. I do. In HOTS, I played every support. There's like 15 of them in that game. HOTS had some fun supports, even though they were broken. Play Final Fantasy, they have badass supports. Maybe. League support is different though, right? In League, the game isn't bounced around there being a healer. And if you think about it, League has some issues of their own too. I think a lot of players would argue they don't like how League of Legends is so, you exist in like a binary state, right? You're either a one shot or you're not, if you're playing a lot of squishies. And I think a lot of people dislike that about League, right? And maybe if healers existed, the game wouldn't play out that way as much. Right, so you could say League supports are OP, but League supports are more like defenders in Unite, right? Or sometimes you get like range supports. You do get some range supports too, but they're not focused around healing. They're focused around like utility and being able to do stuff without little farm. Okay, let's take a look at the comps here. Left side on Antic, we have probably a Blastoise Clef going top, Delphox in the jungle, Slowbro, and one of these evolutions look like Sylveon in the bot lane. Right side, we do have a jungle split going on with Leafeon in the jungle, so a different set of bans this game. Inteleon, Umbreon in the bottom lane. So Umbreon coming through, Buzz getting banned this game, and a Goodra pick as well. So the Goodra pick, a lot higher in value when Buzzwole is removed from the pool. But Delphox is a very adequate counter to get some anti-healing and some control. Remember what we see, like we've been seeing every game, the EV gets one buff. So you see Joe on the Leafeon coming up top, immediately pressuring this lane. You're going to see him have Solar Blade as well. So you can instantly knock down any of the farm. Oh, he went for Razor Leaf this game. Still, Razor Leaf really, really strong at level 4. I wonder if we'll see Aerial Ace or not. So keep an eye out for Aerial Ace at level 6. As a result, though, because Delphox isn't really as effective at level 4, you see that the advantage in the early game goes to the right side team because they have the ability to enable their lane with the level 4 gank. And then on the bot side, they just take over the blue buff if they need it. Look here, we do end up getting the Goodra knocked out. So Goodra's resources were forced out earlier. Big rotation from the Espeon to come to from the bot lane. I believe we might be Sword Power. We might be Psyshock. Either way, smart rotation. Felt like maybe they can't contest the Inteleon in the bot lane. Instead, get their team a kill or a knockout on the top side. We're looking like there might be a jungle invade situation. Leafeon might chase down the Espeon. Good eject. Dodges all the Razor Leaf damage, but it's not enough. Is that X attack on the Leafeon? It is. So X attack on Leafeon. You're gonna have to watch out for this. And that is Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace, X attack Leafeon. The Nightmare solo queue build is here and competitive now. And what Blastoise build are we looking at? I think that is Hydro Pump, right? Yeah, Hydro Pump, so pretty standard there. We'll take an eye and see what Clef chooses at level 6. I think we should be seeing Fire Blast, Fire Spin. No, it's Mystical Fire. So they're going the really hard carry Delphox build where you go Mystical Fire, Flame Charge. Mystical Fire at level 11 will reduce the cooldown of Flame Charge. So you can basically have this combo where you're constantly dashing around as long as you're landing your Mystical Fire projectiles. So you'll see here, he activates Mystical Fire and then can Flame Charge while Mystical Firing to redirect the angle or the direction at which you might be shooting, not the direction, but the angle that you're going to approach your Mystical Fire from. So you see that how that Flame Charge happens mid Mystical Fire. That's one of the really nice combos on Delphox. Inteleon, meanwhile, on the bot lane, a full level ahead of Espeon, level 8 to level 7. The tank matchup does seem pretty even with Slowbro. I think Slowbro might have gotten an early game blue buff steal based on how this XP looks. Yeah, bottom side objective is being played out. Is that Stored Power? I think that is Stored Power Psybeam. So we can block the snipe. We got to block the snipe here. Snipe shot does get blocked out, and then Psybeam secure. Left side does get it. I think that might have been at the hands of Delphox. It was. So nice job securing that objective. Joe is going to use their mobility here. Try to get a fast gank on Sulu on the top side. Smart. Sulu's playing safe to the pad, but that makes space for Joe to take down the mid Altaria. He's farming his second Unite move back up. Leafeon does have a pretty short Unite move cooldown. And they might be running Amp to further boost that cooldown as well. Knockout in rotation, the Gudra ends up going down to the hands of Delphox. Delphox pick might be working out really well for us. Leafeon dodges the Espeon Unite. They're gonna give up their top pad. Looks like they're not ready to take another team fight without the back of Leafeon Unite. Gudra's gonna have to do some catching up in the backside as well here. Gudra's gonna get 9 off of that break. And we might see our first Regieleki push of this game as well, right on the first one. Delphox Unite is up. Delphox Unite lowers the healing in the big radius. So applying that onto their pad would lower their pad healing as well. And we have Clef Unite. We have a big Blastoise Unite we can look for as well. Should expect all the Unites to be popped out here. Leafeon comes from the backside. Does look for a Unite. Very nice Unite move from Liz with the Buddy Barrier to keep their Delphox alive into a Hydro Pump right out of it. So all the Unites go down. Are they able to push the Regieleki? Triple KO Sugar 3 for Espeon. And I don't think Umbreon's going to be able to hold this any longer, and their top pad's going to go down. All right, it looks good, though. Looks like they've regained their composure. They had a bit of a DC in game 1. But it could still go both ways. Leafeon's level 11. Joe is really massive, and it just takes a couple clever knockouts to really bring them back in the game. I think we're going to see Joe try to maybe go for a score, boost up their attack weight, and get their Unite move cooldown. You do see how much mobility you get from Aerial Ace, how fast they're able to move around the map. That is one of the really big values to that move. Leafeon has their Unite with the X stack, ends up popping it. Espeon uses their Unite move to put Joe into the air. They eject the Razor Leaf. They're still not able to get out as a result of it, but Sulu makes a really smart rotation and ends up getting the return knockout. Anon on the Delphox, getting chased around by a Gudra in their own central area. Good eject off the Flame Charge. Gudra Feather doing a good job hiding behind that blue buff because Mystical Fire does not go through Pokemon, but Sulu's here. Sulu's like the ambulance, you know? Every time someone on the team's getting knocked out, he's there to clean up. Are they going to be able to stop him in the bush? Sulu gets the surf on the wall, but the basic attack stops him. Espeon gets knocked out, and Sulu's just been right place, right time in the last two engagements here. That does make space for Ground Zero to take down the bottom Reggie, though. And good job on the Inteleon sniping that away. And I don't think there will be a push here. There is a Slowbro Unite backup. We might be able to use that here onto the Inteleon, ensuring that knockout. We have Leafeon on the flank with their Unite move. Watch out, it's going to be coming right here onto Chilled on the Espeon with the X-Flag. That's a knockout. He's going to use the speed bonus he gets from the remainder of his Unite move to get some wild Pokemon across the map, get some scoring in, boost up their attack weight, and then scoring will also lower their Unite move back. But looks like they're more concerned about taking this Regieleki. The reason why they didn't go for a score, they'd put this pad below 20. Crashing Regieleki puts in 20 unless it gets stolen from Anon, and maybe even Anon gets the knockout. He does off of his Blaze proccing, and Sulu was there to catch him either way. Sulu ends up finding the Hydro Pump on the backline on the Inteleon as well. He ejects, but he gets nicked by the Surf. And again, for the third time this game, Sulu's been in the right spot, catching people as they're getting knocked out. Really nicely done. This Regieleki is going home. Might make some space for Robbie to get a score on the bot side, but Joe's there to stop it. I don't think anything will come from this Regieleki, including this bottom pad, but it does open up the central area to be invaded. And that knockout, Antic Esports does a good job rotating. They knock out Joe defending the bot side, and they break that bottom pad, and they have over a 200-point lead going into the Rayquaza fight here. This does put the pressure on ground zero to start the Ray, maybe flip the Ray, whatever it might be. They're gonna have to win a fight, otherwise they can't win the game. 2, 3, they're gonna need 3 back caps if they wanted to win without Rayquaza. So remember, Umbreon does have a Unite move that can counter the shield, so you might see an Umbreon Unite following a Blastoise Unite to take down his shield and maybe look for a knockout off of that. Delphox is going to have the opportunity to shut down a lot of the healing from Eldegoss and Goodra. But Sulu finds a good surf into Hydro Pump, eject with his Unite move as well. Smart eject from the Inteleon to jump over the wall. Ends up only with Espeon and then Clefable going down. Inteleon living on 1 HP uses their Unite move, but then ends up backing, so they only really got the shield value off of it. Sulu is looking to get a return knockout with Robbie's Unite move. Good serve from Robbie to stop Joe from being able to aerial ace over the wall to safety. We do have Mew looking for some snipes here. He just barely misses Anon. Remember, they are down by over 200 points, so they do need to get this Rayquaza to win. Snipe shot is a really good secure, but it can get body blocked. Watch Robbie looking to body block it. It's going to go down, and it goes down to the side of Antic Esports with Espeon. Really close in the end game, but they cleaned it up in game 3. And with 48 seconds left and no Rayquaza, I think that's probably the game. Not bad though. Pretty fun set of games. OC definitely looking, you know, a little bit more poised. I think both sides, like, they're using things that we see in the Western meta a lot. They're using things that maybe we might not see, but they're not, it's not like it's performing too badly. The Mystical Fire Delphox really did well. I mean, it's a good pick into Goodra. Slowbro has always been strong. The Slowbro put in a lot of work. And it just wasn't enough for... Inteleon just wasn't enough to deal with all the pressure they had. Sulu had some really good engages as Blastoise. Definitely good engages. He found a lot of KOs. It's everywhere on the map. And I mean, Espeon's just a broken character. I told you guys, Espeon is broken. Check stat screen. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I'll predict the bans for you, okay? The bans, Umbreon was in the game, so Glaceon, Buzz, Sylveon, Crustle. Wait. Was Crustle even in the game? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, Tree instead of Buzz. Wait, Buzz didn't get picked or banned in this game. Why would they pick Goodra when Buzz is up? That's... I mean, I'm supposed to be impartial, so I think that's just weird. Personally, allegedly. Big damn from the Delphox. Goodra too good? I mean, Goodra is not bad when there's no Buzz, but it's not bad with like the little star on its head. You can call that weird? Okay, I've got Zoinks Pro. That's weird. It's definitely weird though. Like, I think you can have drafts where you can set up Goodra because Buzz is banned. Maybe they knew the other team wouldn't pick Buzz because they had already locked in a tank and a top laner. But regardless, no reason not to have Buzz. It's just a broken character. Yeah. I'm glad I can call that weird. Goodra might have been a last pick. Regardless, though, it doesn't really matter. Their top laner doesn't play it as far as I know. Okay. I mean, if they're more comfortable on Goodra, maybe. But I think the difference between Goodra and Buzz in the current meta is that I would rather my top laner play Buzz for a week and play it in a tournament versus them being like a Goodra aficionado. But I mean, maybe they had maybe the strat in mind. Early game, it looked like maybe it was gonna work, but regardless, right? Even if we just ignore that, I do think they're like I'm a fan of this Razor Leaf Aerial Ace build. It looked all right, but Solar Blade is what makes Leafeon right now, right? Having the pressure to be able to take last hits from a really big range, being able to bonk even like tanks and do significant damage to them from range. You still get a one-shot combo with your Unite move. So I did think there were some odd choices there, but it came down to Antic recovering the early game, right? Once the Delphox was 5 and they hadn't gotten blown out in the lanes, they just had to keep their team tight. I think Sulu found a lot of good knockouts like across the map, and every time Ground Zero went for something, it got countered. Like they weren't just able to make pressure on the map. I think they also ended up going foul play instead of mean look, right? I think, let's see, how do we feel about foul play into this comp? Like, let's be real, I don't think foul play is bad. It's just mean look is what Espeon or Umbreon is like. I feel like mean look is Umbreon's identity. You know, you look at Umbreon and half of what you're thinking is how I'm going to avoid this mean look pressure. And when you have Inteleon on your team and Inteleon and Leafeon, characters that benefit from that setup, I think mean look is great. Like if they had Solar Blade Snipe Shot off a mean look, that's a knockout even on a slow bro. It stops the Blastoise from getting big surf plays, which ended up happening a couple times. Maybe foul play's not that bad into bro. I guess you can stun him similarly. And then, yeah, catching out a Delphox, that's pretty important. Even Eldegoss autos on a target that gets mean looked is pretty relevant, in my opinion. Honestly, though, I'm still impressed. I think both sides had some good techs to watch out for. But unfortunately, like, OCE isn't that deep, and that means that Antic is already qualified for next week. So there isn't much more to watch, guys. Honestly, it would have been nice if they lost, right? Like, Anon in challenge and stuff. Could you guys not have lost so we could watch more games? It's kind of toxic. My casting at the start of EU? Yeah, so we'll be live on Sprago stream tomorrow at 7 a.m. Eastern, 4 a.m. Pacific. Around that time. If you check my Twitter or his Twitter, you should be able to see links for the YouTube streams there, and you can do like the ring and whatnot. We will lose more in the future. Okay, at least thank you for losing game 1, so we got to watch 3 games instead of 2. Much appreciated. 7 a.m.? Yeah, I mean, at least I don't have to wake up at 4, guys. It's fine. I don't know how happy I am. That's just when EU is going to start. EU, think about it. EU is like 5 to 6 hours after NA East. So that's like noon/1 p.m. depending on where you are in the EU. Like anywhere from like 11 to like 2-ish, which is a reasonable time. So yeah, if you guys want, here, I'll show you actually where you can go to see that. So you could either go to Twitter and go to my Twitter or Sprago's, and then here are the links. Let's say you want to go to watch, you want the NA reminder. What's up, everybody? You can press notify me here, or the EU one is there. So I won't be live on this channel. Maybe at the end of the day, if I have some energy left, I might go live and play some solo queue, or go back and watch like Brazil or something, because I want to know how it happens in Brazil. But yeah.
Inder, wish me luck tomorrow. Please, Indershi.
Yo, Chad, what's up, homie? Good luck tomorrow, man. Chad's one of the OGs. 28 months. We coached Chad in season 1. And he's been making money moves. So good luck. I'm expecting big things from you tomorrow, sir. We're going to do NA, I think, when NA starts, because there's going to be some overlap, right? I'm not really sure. I'm just going to, the games are going to be on my screen. I'm going to watch. I'm not really good with organization and whatnot. Nice, we'll catch some Chad games too. Sick. All right, guys. Well, there's only one series I logged on to watch. Honestly, when I planned this, I thought we were gonna watch like 2 or 3 at least, but I kind of forgot that OC only has like 1 or 2, like 2 series max, basically. So I'm gonna go to bed so I can wake up on time and not be exhausted because I have a big day tomorrow. So I'll see you guys then. I would recommend if you also, it's nighttime, you go to sleep so you can be well rested. If you're from a different part of the world, maybe you'll catch the VOD. Otherwise, I'll see you guys. I might be live tomorrow after the tournaments. It really depends on how I'm feeling. If not, you'll see me next Sunday at my normal time at around, 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern. I'll be live, my solo queue shenanigans and whatnot. So yeah, have a good one, guys. Take care. Goodbye.